And that's not something I wouldn't have imagined that I would be able to do that before I had this experience.
Yeah, look.
As you may notice, we are not in Taipei anymore. Guanshan is a smaller city within the southern county of Taitung. It's primarily I would say a small business town. In Taitung especially, there's a lot of Yingzhumin, which are the Aboriginal peoples. And I think Guanshan is pretty much representative of that as well. If you check out kind of the landscape here, I think this is the main road that we're on. There's not much here in terms of glamour and tourist and glitz, but it's definitely a lot to see in terms of Taiwanese culture. So we're going to talk to Kiah today. I'm excited to see how her experience has been in such a small town where I'm sure she is the only African American person, if not POC here, outside of those that belong to the program that she's in. But yeah, I'm excited to see what we can find out today. I feel like when I'm entering into new experiences, I have a lot more confidence than I had before, because I'm like, if I can fly across the world to Taiwan from Wichita, Kansas, having lived there for 23 years, and be okay, then I can do anything. I can go anywhere. And maybe I'm just like young and naive and too confident, but it's not like I don't feel cocky. I just feel like Taiwan has taught me that things will shift and things will change, and it's all okay. Like, it'll be fine. If you just breathe through it, it'll be okay. And so I'm getting ready to go to law school, which is another new adventure. And I think if I had been going to law school from Kansas, I would be freaking out right now, like, oh my God, I'm moving to a new city, I'm doing a new thing. But I have so much peace about going, because I kind of feel like how I felt when I came here, which is like, yeah, this is a new adventure, a new environment, but I'll probably be able to figure it out eventually over time. Like, I'll be a hot mess in the beginning, and then it'll work out, and it's okay.
Yeah, look. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Kiah Duggins. I'm 23 years old. I was born and raised in Wichita, Kansas. And right after I graduated from college, I came to Taiwan.
Yeah, look. Yeah. Yeah, look.
Yeah, so like I was mentioning earlier, this is a really small town. So all of my students, all of my students and their parents are everywhere in the town. And so every time I walk in somewhere, everybody knows who I am. So it's like, not only am I the only black person in the space, but I'm like a black person who everybody knows. It's like, I am like the black person, like in the town, in this space. And so I think it was a little easier for me to adjust to that than maybe it would be for the average black person. And I'm often like the black person, like the token in a lot of spaces in Kansas. And so it's like not too different from that. But I think what the biggest difference is the language barrier, because I can like know enough words to know that people are talking about me, but I don't exactly know what they're saying. And sometimes I'm glad about that because I'm like, maybe if I knew what they were saying, I'd be mad. But sometimes it's just like makes me a little uneasy, because I'm like, these people could be just saying like, oh, this is Kiah, the English teacher, or they could be saying something negative about me and I have no idea. And so just like always being in a bubble where you don't know what people are saying about you could make you paranoid, or just like generally uncomfortable, you know. But I personally enjoy being in this small town because the people in Taiwan are really generous and really accommodating and really kind, and so I haven't really had any experiences with like really overt racism. If anything, like I walk into a store and people are like, oh, it's like the English teacher, and they like give me things, which is like another example of my like American privilege, my foreigner privilege coming into play.
谢谢。好，谢谢，好。对，我们是美国老师，对对。是在对。你在哪边教？他的在关山，对，关山。哎，我在台北。对。好，不好意思，谢谢。
Yeah, look. Yeah.
You come here a lot?
Yeah, I do. Like, passion fruit is like one of the first words I learned in Chinese.
Which is?
百香果. Because I love passion fruit flavor. So like the first words I learned were hair, because everybody was like trying to touch my hair, like tofa. Also like hey, like black, like hey red, because we're talking about being black. And then 百香果, which is like passion fruit, because I like passion fruit. So, you know, it was like, what else did I learn? There's another really funny, danbing, like egg pancakes, because I like those too. Yeah.
你好，我要2枚百香果果汁，谢谢你。
Yeah, okay, yeah. So when I first met you, I was so excited because I was like, another black girl, I'm not going to be the only one. It's lit. And the first thing I asked you was about like hair products.
Right.
And I was like,
I remember.
yeah. Like, oh, I hope she's not like offended or something by
Right.
this.
I
like,
think that's the other thing I want to say. Sometimes you meet black people and y'all know what we're talking about, where there's black people and then there's like, black people, you know. And you
people who are like just not proud of their identity, or don't want anybody to talk, like call out their identity.
Yes, they don't want you to call attention to it. They don't want us to be in this space where there's all other people and then they see like, oh, 2 black people are coming together. You know, some people are afraid of that, and I found that more so here. So I feel like that's probably what you meant.
Yeah, that's what I meant when I was like, because I asked, and like right after I asked, I was like, oh, I hope she's not like, you know, like why are you? You're like exposing us, like even though it's like we're already exposed. But that's how some people feel.
Right.
But you weren't. You're like, oh, girl, like this is what you can do. Girl. Here's my recipes. Like you can do all these natural things. And I've like really turned into a witch here in Taiwan because I'm like mixing up all these potions because they don't really have black hair products. But yeah, so I connected to you, and you've just done such a good job of bringing black people together, checking in on us, being like, are you okay? What are you thinking? How are you feeling? Like, what's going on? And I really, like, I know for a fact that if you weren't here in Taiwan, I would have not finished the grant. I like really, because there really, you know, like there's a lot of drama happened in December. And I really was like, I'm going home. Like I'm not doing this because why am I here? Like these people don't appreciate me, like, and you're really the one, first of all, because you just cared about me as a human being in general, that motivated me to stay. And also because you like spoke life into me and you were like, listen, like there's not black people out here, and if you leave, like all of these problems are not gonna leave. Like people are gonna continue to treat black people the way that they treat black people here, because nobody's ever like stayed and given them a different perspective. Right. And so even though it's hard now, we need you to stay and to give people kind of a long-term interaction with black people so that we can create more of this knowledge and understanding and cultural competence. Right. Like if every black person leaves every time it gets hard, it's never going to happen. Nobody's ever going to evolve. And if you really hadn't spoke life into me, I wouldn't be here. So
I want to tell you, first of all, she's giving me all the credit, but this girl right here, when I tell you I've never read or seen a more professional read in my entire life. Okay, I thought I wrote well and I thought I spoke well, but this girl, I read that email and I said, well, goddamn.
Listen,
like, I gotta work on the way I read people, because that was a read like none other, but it was accurate and it was well put.
I appreciated that. I feel like I learned from you. You said I spoke life into you, you spoke life into me, you spoke professional life into me. And I feel like that is where this trade-off happens in Taiwan with black people.
And my strength may be just empathy, and my strength is making sure people feel supported and respected. But Kiah's strength, baby.
Kiah's strength is reading you for filth. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean,
But that's why she's going to law school. Y'all look out for her, okay?
Thanks.
Please look out for her.
Research that I did about making Fulbright more inclusive. There's a lot of power dynamics that we didn't talk about. I think our cohorts to be more diverse. Senator Fulbright was literally a segregationist and prevented people of color from obtaining educational opportunities, but he started this educational program. So I think we need to address that. And also there's a lot of postgraduate opportunities that underrepresented people are missing out on. So I proposed some solutions to these problems, and as you can see from the survey, 80 to 95% of people agree with most of the solutions I proposed. So I'm going to be presenting this to Dr. Roki and Kelly at the end of the grant. And if you want to read more about it, you can read the slide on Google Drive. But hopefully we can make Fulbright more inclusive in the future.
Yeah, look. Yeah.
like what's stylistically?
I think that you can look at the camera.
Look at the camera?
Yeah. But we can also just have conflict.
Okay. This conflict between dealing with anti-black racism and anti-blackness just in general, but then also having this institutional power from being an American, and this privilege from being an American, and this privilege from being somebody from a rich country in a lower income country. Like, it's just like so many identities that I didn't know I had, so much privilege I didn't know I had, but it's hard to reconcile that privilege with also, when I look in the aisles, I see like whitening creams for people's skin, and I see like all these racist commercials about black people and like the racist toothpaste and like,
How, in going back to America, do you think you will, how do you rectify those identities? You know,
I haven't had to deal with white people that much here in Taiwan. Like, 'cause I'm surrounded by people of color all the time, and I've been so much less stressed. I've been so much, like, my mental health has been better, my physical health has been better, and going back to very white spaces. And I think that it's changed me because, kind of like you were saying earlier, like, not that I accepted, being treated any kind of way before I got here, but like now I really, like, now that I know what it's like to live in a community that values your life, I cannot tolerate even an inkling of like somebody treating me like my life doesn't matter. Like I've been in a whole country, an entire country that like treats me like my life matters, and I'm going back into Kansas, which absolutely does not treat me like my life matters, and I'm also going into a very white, powerful institution that has great intentions, but also like it was built by slaves, so so I don't know. I think it's gonna be very stressful for me to like be put back into that. Like, when I came back to America for just 1 week, I was at home and I was like pulling out of my driveway. I was in America for 72 hours, okay? And the police pulled me over and they were like, "Why are you here?" Like, that was the question. And I was like, I can drive anywhere I want. What do you mean, why am I here? Also, I live here, but even if I didn't live here, I could be here. And he didn't believe me. He asked for my ID, and I was just like, nothing like this has ever happened to me in Asia. Nobody's ever treated me like this in Asia. And I've gotten used to being valued, like a human being.
No, for real.
And it's just so clear in America that I'm not valued that way. And so now it's like, when you're just born into it, like, it's bad, but like you don't have anything to compare it to. But now that I have something to compare it to, it's like completely unacceptable. And I don't know how I'm going to remain a calm, like empathetic human being when I go back, because now I just have like no tolerance. Like, I don't know. It's called Seasons Beginning, and it's on WordPress because it's called Seasons Beginning because that's what my name, Kiah, means. Also, check the information below to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever you would follow me on. I have a lot of opinions, I talk a lot. So if you ever just want to know what a black girl from the Midwest who lived in Asia is thinking,